So today we are making a requested tumbler from my daughter. These tumblers are very popular. I see them everywhere. These are the Jurassic Motherhood Mom Life Walk in the Park tumblers. If you would like to learn how to make this design, stay tuned. To begin, you are going to start with a prepped tumbler. So I sanded it and I spray painted black. You can spray paint or use any paint you want, any colors you want, it doesn't matter. I'm just using black because the glitters I'm choosing are black, red, silver, and gold. And I'm gonna put the majority of the dark color on the base and then sprinkle chunky gold and silver over the top of it. So I have a fine black, a chunky black, I have a fine red, a chunky red, and then I have both of the silvers and the golds. I am stuttering all over the place today, so I'm just going to try to get through this, and if I mess up, it is what it is. I am not gonna stop and restart this again, okay? So it's just one of those days. So I have applied very lightly. I'm going to do the hang method with applying the glitter. So the hang method means you are just using your gloved hand to apply a very, very thin amount of resin or epoxy, just enough to cover the tumbler. You don't want it to be dripping. You don't want it to be thick. It's just barely enough so that the glitter will stick on it. So I am sprinkling just sporadically my blacks, my reds, and then my golds and my silvers until I'm happy enough with the appearance. And then I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to seal it with glitter glue. I'm going to apply glitter glue and then sprinkle some more chunky on top of it, and then smush it down with paper and then seal it with glitter glue one more time and let that dry before I put my first all over coat of epoxy. Okay, after my cup has dried, I'm applying the glitter glue, and then I'm going to sprinkle some chunkies right over the top of it and then seal it just one more time with this glitter glue. This glitter glue dries in about 2 hours, so you can put another coat on if you need to, or you can seal with spray paint, whatever you usually use to seal your glitter, you can use that. But I prefer glitter. I told ya, I prefer glitter glue when I know that I'm going to add some more glitter to it before I do my final seal. Once you've sprinkled your glitters, you let it sit just for, I don't know, I think I just let it sit to dry for maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then I took it and I smushed it in between my paper and flattened out those chunky glitters, just made sure everything was nice and tight to the cup before I sealed it one more time, and then put my first layer of all over epoxy over to seal in those glitters. So this is after that first coat of all over epoxy, and then I'm just hitting it with a torch really quick, and I'm going to let that sit overnight, and then it'll be ready for the next step. So for the next step, you are going to need some spray paint, acetone, and some tissues. And I am missing the video where I applied the vinyl, so I'm going to have to stop, go find that video, insert it, and then continue. Well, it appears that I didn't record that portion of this tutorial. So you can see down there in the bottom right hand corner all the little cut up pieces of vinyl. What I did is I have a file that I bought from Etsy. I'll link that in my description box. And then I also added some of my own words and fonts and stuff. So this is a Jurassic Park file, and it says Motherhood is a walk in the park. And then it says hashtag mom life, and it has the dinosaur feet and the little scratch marks. or claw marks, I guess. And so I positioned those all around both of these tumblers before I took them and spray painted. So that entire portion of this video is missing, and I'm really sorry about that. I do have other videos that show where I'm applying vinyl for a Peekaboo cup, so I'll include that video at the end of this in case you've never seen how to do that. So then what you saw me do is use acetone to remove the spray paint that I didn't want. So I applied black spray paint under white spray paint. So I have two different colors spray paint, and so when you use the acetone to remove portions of the spray paint that's white, you see the black peeking through, and that's what gives it that dirty look, or rustic, or whatever you want to call it. And so that's what I'm doing. I switched, right now I'm using a lemon, I almost said lemon juice. It is a lemon, help me, my words are gone today. I'll think of it. I'll think of it in probably 10 minutes after I'm done with this voiceover. But I switched from the acetone to the lemon just because it's easier on my hands, and because sometimes the lemon takes away some of the gunk and the residue that the acetone doesn't get. So I kind of switch back and forth. And then to clean up any little excess that's just very minor, you can use just regular fingernail polish remover. Alcohol to remove that. So here I am after I used the acetone. This is going to be a funny tutorial. This is a funny voiceover. Once I get rid of all the spray paint that I don't want, and it's as rustic or worn out or grungy as you want it to be, then you go around and you start removing all the vinyl stencils. So you're going to see where I placed the feet and the claw marks and the words and everything. So just go around and just carefully remove. This vinyl was stuck on there really good, and I'm surprised because I use stencil vinyl, and usually stencil vinyl is super easy to peel off, but it was sticking, and I think it's because I set it in front of the heater to dry the spray paint while I was eating my lunch, and I think the heat adhered that the blue stencil vinyl on there just a little bit too good. So when I peeled it back, it left a little bit of a residue also. So I had to use a Q-tip swab dipped in acetone to very lightly get rid of some of that extra residue. So this was a bugger. It took me a long time to remove these little stencil pieces. Usually it's not that bad. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up this video through this part. And I remembered what it's called. It's called lemon essential oil. So the lemon essential oil will remove that spray paint just as good, if not better, than the acetone. Okay, so this will be the second layer of epoxy I'm applying, and this time I'm mixing a very small amount of additive from the glitter guy, so I'll link that below. I think it's called Twinkl. This is one of my favorite additives. You just need, I actually put too much, and I just put a little teensy bit in there, and it was still a little bit too much. So it has like big sparkle. So you just add the additive, and then you can put it on any color cup. If you put it over white, it's like a really light sparkle. If you put it over a dark base, it looks holographic. So I'm adding that additive, and then I'm going to put epoxy on. Now you're going to see all three of the tumblers that I did, and then it should be ready to go in the morning. With the additive, I might need one more layer of epoxy. Other than that, they should be good to go, ready to clean up the rims and scrape any excess off the edges and present. And here are the three tumblers. I did two that were the gold, red, black, and silver. And then this one is the one that I did that I posted on Saturday that has the liquid crystal. And so I did take off, this one had some claw marks on it, and I did remove that because I wanted more of the tumbler to show. So maybe I can go in later and add some more claw marks, but I kind of like it just like this. You know, if somebody buys this from me and they want the claw marks, I can put those back on. Otherwise, this one is completely finished, good to go. And then even with that extra layer of epoxy, when you apply the heat, it still has that amazing color change. So such a cool product. The liquid crystal, if you've never used it, go get you some from PDB Creative Studio. They still have it in stock because I just bought more last week. So you just brush it on your tumbler, watch my last video and I show you how to do that. And then, so this one's completely done. The other two, the red and gold tumblers, have a couple spots right around the dinosaur and motherhood area that are a little pokey. So I need to give those just a little slight sand in that area, a light sand in that area, and then one more coat of epoxy. And then those two are ready to go as well. You can see the twinkle on this liquid crystal tumbler really well. So you can see that holographic sparkle. And then on the white areas, it's you can barely see, it's just a light little sparkle. So Twinkl from Glitter Guy is a neat additive to add to your epoxy. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to link any previous or related videos to this tutorial, and I hope you have a fabulous day.